love fog, especially when the morning sun shines through it, setting it ablaze with orange light. Tendrils of mist dance out on the water, at turns obscuring and then revealing distant objects. The call of the loons just adds to the mystical wonder. But I couldn't tarry for long. This was a moving day, and although we didn't have far to go, I wanted to get started before the wind had a chance to come up. I had chores to do while the sun burned off that wonderful fog. First off was retrieving my food so I could begin to prepare breakfast. Today's breakfast would be my usual: instant oatmeal with dried blueberries, dried bananas, and nuts. Away from my campsite now. Almost 10 o'clock. Oh wow. Took me a long time this morning. Started getting up at 6. Well, took a lot of pictures, a lot of video. Found the Portage. There's a waterfall here that we're portaging around. If I can find a little bit better landing spot. That's better. That's better. Okay. Definitely don't want to go down that. Given the steepness and the height of the rock face at the beginning of the portage, I decided to take just my canoe to the top, set it down, and go back for one of my packs before continuing across with my usual load. Even with just my canoe, I found it difficult to find a way up. Once up that initial climb, the portage leveled out, following a ledge between a rock face on the one side and a sharp drop-off to the stream on the other. It was gorgeous. Although not as steep at the other end, it was still a long descent down to the other landing. After bringing the rest of my gear across the 45-rod portage, it was time to load the canoe and put in on Little Saganaga Lake, otherwise known as Little Sag. right here. I think you can see it from there. Find a decent spot. I have to unload the canoe in a hurry and get the canoe out of the water. Always fun because these rocks are always slippery under the water. Have to find a tow hold somewhere. And I found one. There's land in there. All my stuff there. Looks like I need to get some of it further up in the water. Okay, now I got my gear up. Down here is where I landed. Gear's a little bit higher up. I put the canoe up in there already. There's one decent tent pad already right here. A little bit sloped, but not too bad. Definitely had worse. The kitchen area. Lots of nice open area for charging my power pack. Let's see what else is up here. Ah, little table up here. So if I want to, I can cook my meals and eat them up here instead of down there. Not a very good tent pad there, very sloped. What we got back here? Another tent pad. This one wouldn't be too bad either. Oh, here's one right overlooking the water. A little bit on the slope side. Got nice view. Would have been a nicer view before the fire. Let's see what else we have here. Looks like plenty of tent pads. None of them all that great, but at least there's plenty of them. Wow. Nice view of the lake. Well, I was guessing that this was the train trail, but it's kind of blocked. Let's see what else I can find. So far, tent options are either this first site I saw right in here, or that one that overlooks the lake. I'm not going to bother with a tarp because there's not supposed to be any need for one for a couple of days now. I think I found it. I think I found it. I don't think it's up there, Sam. Yeah, here it is. Okay, it's one of the old-fashioned kind. No lid. So, those of you that haven't seen my videos before, this is what a Boundary Waters latrine looks like. So now, I can go back and start unpacking some stuff. Must be getting close to lunchtime, I would think. 20 after 12. So, get my battery, my power pack charging whenever the sun is shining. It's supposed to be mostly sunny today, but other than the first thing this morning, it's been mostly cloudy as far as I'm concerned. You know what? I think I'm going to put my tent here. After lunch, I set up my tent in stages, taking plenty of time off in between to relax, snooze, and enjoy myself. Before I knew it, it was time to start getting ready for supper. Tonight's supper is another packet gourmet trial, Tuscan beef stew and Italian polenta. It's roasted beef and vegetables in a burgundy wine bone broth with creamy Parmesan polenta. So we'll see what this turns out like. Hopefully I follow the instructions a lot better than I did the other night with the shepherd's pies. I have a feeling I was supposed to add a little bit more water than what I did. But I think if I add it to the stew, there's enough moisture in the stew to take care of that. So, we'll do that. Tell you what I did on this big, huge day. Started out here on Mora Lake. Now, last night I had said something about maybe exploring back in here if I had time this morning, but I got such a late start that I decided to go straight for the Portage. Besides that, the wind was starting to kick up already. So I went down here, down into this channel, and across this Portage. 45 rods. Beautiful portage going past the rapids, waterfalls, whatever. Steep at both ends though, and especially at the top end. I knew I couldn't get a pack and the canoe up that steep bank, so I took the canoe up first and went a little ways down the portage, put the canoe down, brought the pack up that I usually carry with the canoe, and then it went from there with the pack and the canoe down to the end. Then I went back and got the rest of my stuff. Spent some time getting pictures and video along in there. Then I came out into Little Sag, Little Saganaga, and I came up, thanks to the direction of the wind, I decided to come along the south edge of this island and up through this channel, blocking me from the wind as much as possible. Came through this channel, sheltered behind this chain of islands. I don't know if it shows up on the video or not. There's a chain of islands in here, and then a big one. And then I ducked back into this bay here. The campsite I was going for was this one here. Just based off the map, it just looked like a really neat campsite. Unfortunately, when I came around the corner, I saw the campsite. It was obvious that that island had been burned in whatever fire came through this area. And so it wasn't that attractive of a campsite. This one here, though, on this island here, apparently was untouched by the fire. And is a lot nicer, has a lot more shade, as well as some southern exposure, which I was looking for. I've got to get some batteries charged. I got to get my power pack charged. It's running about 60%. Down to had it down to 40 actually the other day, but I managed to get back up to 60. But trying to get it charged up more. So having good exposure to sunlight is good for the power pack, not so good for me. So that site I definitely would have had a lot of sun. This one I have a lot of sun, but I also have some shade. So that's where I am right now. Although it was clearing in the evening, what had been forecast to be a mostly sunny day had turned into a mostly cloudy one instead. With the lack of sun, I had not been able to charge up my power pack. Not even quite halfway through my trip, I was concerned about running out of power. I'd have to cut back on the amount of videos I was recording. While we were enjoying the evening on shore, a solitary loon swam past our campsite. A while later, I took a few photos of the sunset, put things away, and retired to the tent.